don't mind telling you. Do you take me for Public Benefaction Society, I asked. Is my name Octavia Hill? Hey, Paulie.
Oh, yes, indeed, Mr. Sinclair. I'm very taken aback the minister was, too.
Well, confound it. If he wanted to object, he should have done so earlier. But to turn around the moment I've got the bill passed and ask me what I mean to do about rehousing the dispossessed, well, I put it to you, Faraday. Is any of that my business, eh?
Oh, you really mustn't ask me, Sinclair. I'm no politician, you know that.
You're political enough to turn up and celebrate my victory, though. Could it be to influence me on another matter? I wonder, do you hope to persuade me to change my mind and grant you the money you need for that fusty old museum work of yours, eh? No, that was unworthy. We'll have no overtones tonight. Riverside, London has a new pleasure garden. And what we're here for is to commemorate the fact. Paulie.
Yes, Mr. Sinclair?
You've been my secretary for 3 years now, man. Do I have to prompt you even to the apposite toast?
To Bow Gardens, Green Acres, mid-city squalor.
Bow Gardens.
See to that table over there, will you?
Oh, the tables are unreserved, sir.
My name's Marius, CID. We got your message.
Oh, but I sent for constables. Oh, I'm sorry. You may be strong enough, young coat, in your way, but...
What's the matter, Mr. Cullen?
Those fellas there.
What have they done?
Oh, nothing yet, but they're EastEnders. You can see that at a glance.
So?
It doesn't strike you as significant?
In what ways?
This is a select establishment. Haven't you noticed who I number among my guests this evening, Mr. Marriott?
I promise you, gospel truth. That's exactly what Gladstone said to Salisbury about the bicycle and women on wheels.
Mr. Charles Sinclair, MP and party.
Yes, I know.
Oh, for goodness sake, don't you see, man? I mean, it may be due to this bill of his that was passed this afternoon. A lot of folk east of Whitechapel are very upset about that.
You mean you think these toughs at the bar have come here to make trouble?
Well, what else do you think? A lot of poor devils like that are going to lose their homes over this bill. They're not going to sit down under that. There have been demonstrations down Boway. He's turned up a real hornet's nest. You see, they don't look as though they're here just to enjoy themselves, do they?
Very well. The constables and I will wait on for a bit, see if anything should develop. Show any good?
I engage only the best acts, sir. The very best. Take some refreshment, Mr. Marriott. Simply ask the barman.
Thank you, gentlemen all. From the mystic East, I bring you the hidden secrets of divination and the reading of thoughts. But to prove to you that no code or message or other form of intelligence passes between me and my assistant, I will first of all find Miss Rachel's eyes.
What's about you this time?
You hear me? Do it right.
cards.
Here's cards, gentlemen. Who in this distinguished audience does not fear the mighty power of Mystico? Which intrepid mortal will give me some token or evidence concerning his personality, so that I may read his innermost thoughts? Is there a man brave enough?
Yes, me, actually. I'll risk the jolly old perils.
Stay where you are, sir. Mystico will come to you.
Damnation! I say, be careful! This blast his hand quicker than the eye. Thief out of your book, old horse.
Thank you. You're very generous, sir, but one article only is enough for the spirits of divination.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The snuff box. Thank you, sir.
Snuff box? But it's not mine. Look here. I don't see.
Miss Rachel, I give you this snuff box with the information only that it comes from some gentleman in the audience. Is anything clear to you yet? Is there any message coming through?
The gentleman's name is Perkins. Percival.
I say.
The other name isn't very clear yet. Humphreys.
Damn it, how could you know a thing like that? I'm a stranger here.
Where do you please, sir? Noise may disturb the spirits.
He is a man who spends much time with... It seems to be cloth. Silk? Silk? Oh. And the future for this man.
Well, something's gone wrong. What about the future? You have some message concerning this gentleman's future?
Danger. Great danger. A lamp shining on water. The riverside. A knife. The blade of a knife. A man in a black cap coming out of the shadow. Oh, God in heaven, no! Murder!
That snuff box belongs to Mr. Sinclair.
Quiet, Polly.
Yes, I mean to say, sir, a joke is a joke.
Be quiet. Sit down, man.
After all.
Quite unnecessary, Paulie, quite unnecessary. Great Scott, man. It was just a bit of innocent fun at a conjurer's expense.
Yes, but it seemed important, Mr. Sinclair. I mean, just to stand by while such dire prognostications were being made.
It's curious how the girl seemed to deduce what she said directly from your snuff box, Sinclair. This turn's managed by some sort of secret code, you know. And yet, I'll swear that when the girl made her prediction, her partner wasn't helping her anymore. She seemed to float off on her own then. It is strange. It's rather disturbing.
Then I'll just have to avoid the riverside, won't I, Faraday? And especially the terrace of the House of Commons, where Joe Chamberlain has been known to stalk of a moonless night.
Oh, really, sir?
Come, gentlemen.
Mr. Sinclair's, I believe.
We'll have village music, Charlie. Mark my words, another disturbance like this and I'm finished. I don't keep you to frighten the wits out of my customers.
But it's not my fault, Mr. Quillen. It's her. There's times when I physically can't control her.
Why not? She's your wife, isn't she?
Oh, Mr. Quillen, it's all very
Well,
well.
why did she do it anyway? Nobody's deceived.
Oh, now listen.
Your act is all a joke, and that's the way to keep
Oh,
it.
listen to me,
It's all a
Mr.
joke.
Quillen.
And that's the way I want to keep it.
Get home, for bad luck to you. Make yourselves lucky we still got a roof over our head. Why you didn't bring every last slate crashing round about our ears is
Coming
not...
down anyway.
Don't flat your back. Quillen won't give us no more chances, and you know it. Fight the powers. You rattle the bones once more, them customers of his...
I tell you, I can't help it. Look, Dad, I don't plan nothing, honest. Just all of a sudden I find myself saying things I never even knew was inside me.
Well, why can't some of them be a bit more cheerful, eh? All this knives and faces in the
There's
dark
never
and
been
blood.
one like tonight before. A couple of them were good, and you'd never let me stay to see if they came true or not. Jack, please try and understand. It's like I wasn't there, see? It was though I turned into someone else for a minute. Or like as if something had took possession of me, Jack. Oh, where are you going? Out boozing again?
And what's wrong with that? Wouldn't I have a better reason tonight than many other?
And I'm to be left here alone as always, eh? Locked up like an animal.
Yeah, you're not fit for decent folks' company. So it takes possession of you, does it? Without you knowing it? Well, there's some who'd say it's only the devil could take possession of a body in that fashion. The devil! Girl, when I took you up, it was because I thought you had great natural power, and we could use it to make ourselves rich. But now you turn round and tell me it's the power that uses you. Ah, and that makes me afraid to be even alone with you these days. To be under the same roof with Lucifer's daughter.
I didn't know you was coming tonight.
Excuse me. I'm a friend. I saw your performance at the music hall. Hello? Would you like the candle, please? My name's Marriott. I'm a police officer.
Police? And by what right, pray, do the police intrude on the private actions of law-abiding citizens?
As far as I'm aware, this house is leased to a man named Harmy. May I ask how you come to be in possession of a key?
Well, Rachel, it seems that I have been nabbed. Pulled.
What's your identity? You phantom lover, demon king, or...
Actually, neither. Although it is my intention to spirit Rachel away from her husband as soon as it can be arranged. By legal means, of course. I doubt if there was ever a binding marriage. Harmy's only motive was quite clearly to exploit Rachel's remarkable gift.
In which you yourself have more than a passing interest.
I beg your pardon?
I saw your performance at the music hall tonight, too.
Oh. The name is Carrodus, Mr. Marriott. Benedict Carrodus. You may have heard of the organization I have the honor to serve as secretary. The Society for Psychical Research.
What's that?
It was founded some 5 years ago to investigate, in the light of modern science, phenomena which, for one reason or another, resist physical classification.
Wait a moment. Aren't you the people who,
Hold seances, raise spirits from the dead, go ghost hunting of an angry winter's night. Yes, we're taken for cranks and humbugs, I'm afraid. But you know, we don't raise spirits and we don't lay ghosts. We merely ask, with as open a mind as we can, are there such things as ghosts and spirits? Or, in the case of someone like Rachel here, is there such a thing as second sight, what we call psychometry? Ever since I made her acquaintance, I've been coming here to conduct certain tests with Rachel. And I am now convinced that she is a genuine telepath. That is to say, she is capable of receiving thoughts and impressions from outside herself. Sometimes merely as words or apprehensions, say. But sometimes even as visions of the future.
So tonight, as far as Sinclair was concerned... Ah, yes, this house, the whole terrace, in fact, is going to be pulled down to make way for a new park, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Jack says we'll all have notice to quit. Where will people go?
So you had ample motive to predict Mr. Sinclair's death. There are many people who would see it as just vengeance.
Oh, no, it had nothing to do with that.
Wait a minute. Sergeant.
Oh, Ned, what are you doing here?
Shouldn't I ask you the same question?
I came here to find a lady by the name of Rachel, who tonight at Quillen's Music Hall... Oh, well. Over here.
So his name...
Never mind. You were at the music hall tonight, Ned. You heard with your own ears a certain prophecy.
That's right, yes.
It's very useful. It happens it all came true. Yes, I give you my word, not more than half an hour ago, a body was discovered by a deserted stretch of the river. Dead of a knife wound to the heart. Charles Sinclair, MP.
And that's absolutely all you can tell me of my husband's last night alive, Mr. Marriott?
Really, Mrs. Sinclair, it was only by chance I happened to be at the music hall. Surely your husband's companions, Mr. Pawley, Mr. Faraday, say.
Mrs. Sinclair has already questioned us, Marriott, but she still feels there may be some aspect of the unhappy business of which she remains unaware.
I came here to gain information, sir, not supply it.
My husband has been murdered, Mr. Marriott. Surely you can see I must do everything in my power to ensure his murderers are brought to justice.
That is my job, too, Ma'am.
Then why haven't you arrested those ruffians who were observed watching him from the music hall bar last evening? Wretches out of the slums.
There's hardly enough evidence to suggest that they're...
Oh, really, Mr. Marriott? These people saw his bill as a threat to their homes.
Not just a threat, sir. Their homes are to be pulled down.
To make way for a pleasant garden park.
And they're supposed to sleep on the grass, perhaps?
Well, they're bound to take the narrow, selfish view.
Well, I must admit I would if I were in their shoes. Where are they going to live?
Mr. Sinclair was a man of vision, and he's been martyred for it. He wanted to pull down those slums and lay out green grass acres. A dream for which he died.
Mr. Pawley.
I'm sorry, man. I'm distraught at so unforeseen such a tragedy.
Perhaps you can help me, Mr. Faraday.
Of course, if it's possible.
Oh, I seem to have placed everyone who was with Mr. Sinclair last night. Mr. Pawley, the other man. But your connection escapes me for the moment, I must admit.
Connection?
With the deceased.
Oh, Charles and I had known each other for years. Our relationship was cordial.
No, Peter, please. Falsehoods don't spare my feelings.
Your relationship wasn't cordial, thanks.
Mrs. Sinclair is a great stickler for the truth. And hardly herself at the moment, I fear. What she means is that of late,
Her husband and I had had a certain disagreement.
Concerning?
Well, my work. I'm an archaeologist. I devote a good deal of my time to restoring antiquities. It's work that takes more money than people think. Charles presided over a committee that arranged allocations for the museum I'm associated with. There was a particular piece of restoration I was most anxious to undertake. And Charles wouldn't authorize the expense.
And so you fell out?
Yes. Although I believe he meant to extend the olive branch. Inviting me out last evening was a hopeful sign.
Did he promise to help your work?
Oh, no, he wasn't that kind of man. Nothing as formal as an apology, as direct as a gesture of friendship. No, simply a resumption of normal relations when it suited him. He was always alienating people and then just taking them up again. He had his own standards in the matter.
Yes, that's true. He had his own standards.
Can you tell me what time you left, Mr. Sinclair, last night?
Why, yes, about 11, I think. Almost directly after the musical, the party began to break up about then. I made my good nights in Cambridge Circus, while Paulie went off to find a cab for his master.
A cab, Mr. Paulie?
Yes, to bring him back here, Mr. Marriott. You see, he was a little, well, elevated, I suppose, is the expression. The fresh air seemed to go to his head, and he talked of going down to Bow to round off the evening. I advised him most earnestly against...
That's what he must have done, surely. He went down to Bow.
Quite. After I delivered him to his own doorstep, I wondered at the time if I should... But it was so late, you see.
Mr. Marriott, do you intend to search out those men from the music hall? Or have you no interest whatever in seeing justice done?
Well, naturally, we're anxious to find them for questioning, but as I said before...
And the girl who predicted what was going to happen. I'm told she comes from that same section of the city to be demolished under my husband's scheme.
Yes, true enough.
But then surely it's obvious. The people of that part of London have long hated my husband. The girl knew of the men who meant to kill him if ever his bill became law. She devised this desperate means of warning him.
Oh, really, Mr. Sinclair? I don't see how you can possibly
I tell you, that
say
must be the explanation. She must be made to say more. She knows who the murderers are.
Martha.
But she's shielding them, Mr. Marriott. Why can't you see that? Why? Please.
Really lying, you're just reluctant to tell the unvarnished truth.
No, sir.
Look, no one's suggesting you're part of a murder plot, but you must have heard things said about the street, about the district.
No. How many times do I have to tell you?
Come along now, Sinclair was hated round Review Parade, wasn't he?
Honest, I don't know.
And what about your husband? Where's he? Why can't we find him? Did he give the information that Sinclair was going to be killed, then run for his life when you blurted it out?
Why do you keep saying things like that? Look, I swear to you, it came to me on stage what I had to say.
Look, that's nonsense, Rachel.
No. Upon my soul, Cork, how much longer do you intend to keep this up? Half last night, again this morning. Haven't I assured you that Rachel is a bona fide telepath, a clairvoyance? Now, if my reputation isn't enough for you...
The point is, Mr. Caddis, will that convince a judge and jury?
Judge and jury?
I'm more on your side than not. But Rachel's going to have to explain away her foreknowledge of a capital crime one of these days. The British court's not going to be fobbed off with spirit voices and things that go bump in the night.
Not spirit voices, an interconjunction of vital energies, perhaps. Psychometric transference.
Which means?
The ability of certain persons to acquire from an inanimate object a knowledge of its owner. Now, Rachel made her prediction last evening through the medium of Sinclair's snuff box.
No, but she spoke about the future, about things that hadn't happened yet.
Yes, well, that has occurred before today, too.
I know, but how is it explained?
We don't know. Perhaps something in the mind takes charge. A power, a force, telling the subject what to say.
Telling! Exactly. Spirit voices. Rachel. Now, look, Rachel, put yourself in my position, will you? We've nothing. Nothing at all, really. No sign of any murder weapon, no report from any witnesses. Only the fact that you knew about a job before it was done. Now, my superiors are going to insist that you're lying. Now, how do you suggest that we persuade them that you're not?
We could always prove that second sight is possible. Conduct an experiment to show how impressions are passed from one mind to another.
You could do that?
Easily.
What do you say, Rachel? An exhibition of your powers to confound the cynics?
It'd do some real good, you reckon, Sergeant?
They'd have to believe you were telling the truth.
Oh, it ain't that I meant. Well, everybody's so worried about whether I see the future or whether I don't. That's not what gets on my mind. What I want to know is, how do I stop it happening again, eh? See? I'd like the good done to me for a change.
Ah, Marriott. You better take charge of these. Latest reports on the Sinclair case.
Well, more help from the last one, I trust, sir.
Hmm?
Well, those men I saw at the music hall can't be found. As for Rachel's husband, Harmy or Mystic or whatever you call him, vanished without a trace.
Well, what else do you expect? A whisper of trouble in the East End land. Every door becomes a bolt hole.
And then there's this man Faraday, old friend of Sinclair. I say yes, this is more helpful, isn't it?
Eh, what's that?
Well, if you've actually found the cab driver who took Sinclair to the spot where he was murdered.
Well, no, not quite to the spot. Read on. To an establishment close at hand. A house of ill fame. Isn't that what the newspapers like to call it? The girls there don't remember anything particular, just another gent who paid up and didn't create a disturbance. You're not shocked?
Past being shocked at anything I hear in this job. So, Sinclair, the devoted reformer...
Was a dedicated womanizer, didn't you know?
No, at the house, his widow, his friends, gave no hint.
Ah, well, respectability makes hypocrites of us all. I would have said that Sinclair was as loose about women as he was tight about money.
That's strange. According to the bank, 100 guineas was drawn from Mr. Sinclair's account on the day of his death.
What? By whom?
His secretary, Mr. Pawley.
Go and see him.
Sure.
I beg your pardon, Mrs. Sinclair, but Mr. Marriott is here.
Marriott? You mean the police officer?
Yes?
But why again so soon? Did he say what he wanted?
No, the maid simply came to inform me in the study.
Very well. Have him come in. Oh, and Mr. Pawley, how much longer do you expect to be with my husband's papers? I've another note from the solicitors requesting them.
Why, no more than an hour or so now, Mrs. Sinclair. It's a matter of collation more than anything else. Yes, I'll get Mr. Marriott. Mr. Marriott.
Ah, Mrs. Sinclair, good of you to see me. Mr. Pawley, would you mind waiting for a moment, please?
Mr. Marriott, I fail to see how I can be of further help to you in your inquiries. If you haven't yet persuaded that music hall girl to confess what she knows.
Yes, that's what I came to talk to you about, actually. You see, Sergeant Cork finds himself quite unable to turn Rachel from her claim of second sight. He means to conduct a test of her supposed powers. He wondered if you'd care to be present.
A test?
Yes, if the girl's lying, your presence will make it very difficult for her to maintain her deception.
Well, of course she's lying. I'd have to come to your police station.
At 5, if that's convenient.
Very well, Mr. Marriott. Yes. 5 o'clock, then.
Thank you, Mrs. Sinclair. Oh, I might add that I've also invited Mr. Faraday.
Mr. Faraday?
Yes, your husband's old friend. I didn't think you'd care to be alone.
Just a moment. You said... Oh, you asked me to wait, Mr. Marriott.
Oh, yes. I was wondering if you'd be kind enough to let me have a copy of the late Mr. Sinclair's accounts, Mr. Pawley.
Accounts?
Yes, simply the personal expenditure. There's some confusion as to the amount of money he was carrying at the time of his death.
Oh, Mr. Sinclair never carried money. He didn't have to. He was very well known.
You did keep personal records for him, I take it?
Yes.
And you drew whatever he needed from the bank. He'd given you power of attorney?
Up to a certain figure, yes.
Up to 100 guineas?
Yes.
According to our information, 100 guineas was drawn by you from Mr. Sinclair's account on the day of his death. Can you tell me what happened to it?
Yes, I gave it to Mr. Sinclair.
But you said he never carried money. He was too well known. You've been embezzling, Mr. Pawley, haven't you?
No.
Well, how much are your accounts in arrears, then?
Mr. Marriott!
You don't understand. He could be such a difficult man. A time came when some money went astray. I don't know how. It had nothing to do with me. But he determined that I should pay it back. He even stopped my salary until the loss was made up. I told myself I should take back what was stolen from me, and that was all. But the account... What... Mrs. Sinclair, you knew him better than I. You know how wretched he could make life for those around him.
Wretched? Oh, Pawley. I think I see what Mr. Marriott is up to. In order to disguise the incompetence of his own department, he's looking about for subtler motives for murder.
I swear before heaven
hardly you, Pawley.
But me say. Well, Mr. Marriott, you knew what manner of man my late husband was with women, I take it?
Mrs. Sinclair,
Everybody knew. And I hated him for it. I admit it. There now. I'm not one of those women who can think that a man is entitled to make mistakes. Forgive and forget. No. Many's the time I'd have struck him down for his failures. Struck him down.
Well, now, the experiment is really a very simple one. It's intended to show that thoughts and impressions can be passed from one human mind to another. Now, if I can transmit to Rachel a series of these letters and figures, I think I shall have shown that she is truly a telepath.
Yes, but what has all this to do with foretelling the future? I thought we were to be persuaded that the girl has second sight.
Yes, well, that is something that we haven't been able to demonstrate clinically as yet. But the principles are the same. Now, I'm going to give this watch to Sergeant Cork to give to Rachel. This will be her contact with me. And Superintendent Rodway will select a letter and a number from the board, which I will then endeavour to transmit.
Easy does it, my dear. No need to get upset.
Rachel? Very well. We'll begin.
Three. 5. 5C.
Thank you, Superintendent. Next number, please.
No. 4. 2. It's the carriages,
Just
sir.
try to concentrate, Rachel, please.
But I can't. Honestly, I don't know how anymore.
Nonsense. We've done this experiment before.
No, you've done it. I don't know what I've done. Well, you all treat me like I was some sort of a freak. A thing out of a circus.
Now, listen, my child.
All my life, it's always been the same. Even my mother, she told me I was wicked and locked me up for the things that happened. And that swine Jack Harmony, the devil's daughter he said I was. Well, maybe I am. So lead me to the devil.
Rachel.
Well, been through it all once. Let's go through it all again.
Why, Sergeant Cork, what's the use?
Well, you failed Mr. Carter's test, which means the others are going to need further proof that you're not lying.
Well, why can't they see I'm honest if you can?
Well, they haven't got my adaptable nature. You see, I don't think you're the devil's daughter, my dear. And if... Oh. Your toffee?
It's a cap, yes, I can see that. What about it?
Oh, it's a black cap, sir.
Black, as you say, and it's coated with mud.
Yes, it was found in the river shallows early this morning by a mudlark. Constable picked him up, sent the cap on to me.
Why?
Because I'd asked for a lookout for the cap for such an article.
What for?
Rachel's prophecy, sir. She stated plainly in her vision the murderer was wearing a black cap.
Oh, Marion.
Well, isn't it a coincidence? Hardly a mile downstream from where Sinclair was murdered, a new black cap. Someone dressing the part to do murder, huh?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Marion, you're going to get as bad as Cork. What we need is to find this fellow Harmy, wherever he might have got to. Or those men from the music hall. I can't go conducting an entire murder inquiry on the say-so of some lunatic girl.
Why not, Superintendent? Having involved yourself with the spirit voices, the devils, why not give them one more chance?
Because, Mr. Carradine, it would take a very great deal of time and money to discover who purchased a cap of this sort. It's a very common make. It's stocked by hundreds of dealers.
And yet, if you could get a clue of... naturally, the test with Rachel didn't work last evening. I was probably foolish to attempt it. Telepaths are sensitive, not very versatile people. The atmosphere in that office, the sense of hostility... you know, it strikes me that Mrs. Sinclair is rather too anxious to accuse these poor devils who are losing their homes.
Yes, Cork? Sorry, Charlie, but either that girl's telling the gospel truth or I've no business to be a policeman. We've no option but to accept the fact that she must have had some sort of vision the other night.
Now, Rachel, you want to help us, don't you?
I've tried, sir.
But you know, whether you like it or not, some poor unfortunate in your district, perhaps even in the same street, must have done for Sinclair.
But that doesn't follow, Charlie.
Well, who else? The wife. You can hardly hope to show that she went down to the river and knifed him. As for the secretary or Faraday...
You've both got hold of the wrong end of the stick, I'm afraid. You see, the whole thing is a matter of knowledge that Rachel received from outside herself. Now, the nature of psychometric experience...
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Charlie.
I'm sorry. Sinclair was a public man. I've got the Home Secretary breathing down my neck for an arrest in this case. And if all we can talk about is second sight...
There's no other explanation as far as Rachel's concerned. I've been through it all, Charlie.
Wait. Yes, Rachel? You see something? Something connected with the cap?
Man. Tall man.
Tall man. Is he bearded? Clean-shaven?
I can't see. The room. A large room. Full of light and shapes. Light from a high window, falling brightly on shapes. No, I don't like this place. Something of death. Death all round. Stones. And the sword. The sword rises, the sword falls. Peace no more. Only cries and blood. Death.
No trouble at all. I was just finishing for the day, clearing up, you know. Come in.
Ah. Room full of treasures, Mr. Faraday.
Well, that's debatable, Sergeant. The museum allows me to use this room permanently, so I'm afraid I store all kinds of rubbish here. These, for instance. I very much doubt whether they're worth the clay they're made of.
What are they?
Scarabs from ancient Egypt, though I personally doubt they're genuine. Very hard to tell. You see, we understand so little of their civilization yet. Now, what did you want to see me for? Have you made any further progress in running Sinclair's assassin to earth?
Perhaps. Mr. Faraday, have you seen Mrs. Sinclair since the experiment last night?
Martha? Why, no. But I'm to see her this evening.
This evening?
Yes, at her house. For dinner. I find I'm having to take some responsibility for her. She has few friends. And her very strength of character won't allow her to unbend and mourn like ordinary mortals.
Now, what has she to mourn, Mr. Faraday? As I understand, her husband was somewhat of a scoundrel.
Say?
Is it true? She said as much to my assistant, young Merritt. She even suggested she had good reasons for killing him herself.
She said... That's ridiculous.
Why not? We've unmasked murderesses before today. It's ridiculous to think that only men
Really,
can...
Sergeant, you're talking nonsense. Martha Sinclair isn't the average, undisciplined woman, capable of being led astray by jealousy and hatred. She's far above all that. It makes her vulnerable, in a way. It certainly ensures that...
Yes, Mr. Faraday, ensures what?
Very well. I'll not disguise from you the fact that I have a high regard for Martha Sinclair. It's as well someone has. Her husband seemed incapable of it.
Where were you meeting Mrs. Sinclair this evening, Mr. Faraday? Here at the museum or another part of town?
We'd no arrangement to meet at all. I was simply to call at 7.
I see. What was the name now? What was it? Spicer? Yes, I believe it was. Spicer or...
What?
Stryker. An astonishing woman, always dressed up as a man to commit her crimes. Was even taken for a man, too.
Look here, Sergeant, what is all this about? You surely haven't come here to persuade me that it was Martha Sinclair who knifed her husband.
Yet the room is large enough, is it not? The light falls brightly on the shapes. This one here, for instance. Most dramatic. What could it be, I wonder?
Please,
What
Sergeant.
size do you take in caps, Mr. Faraday?
What?
I have reason to believe that this is yours.
Where did it come from?
Out of the river.
But it was the merest detail. The girl at the music hall specified a cap. And I thought if I got one from somewhere and threw it in the river...
No, Peter, don't speak.
Martha!
I'm sorry. It was stupid of me to hide. I came here to talk to you, but then when I realized you'd gone downstairs and were coming back with Sergeant Cork...
But what...
You mustn't say anything. There's no reason to, and the police have no right to expect it. Let them try to prove whatever it is they think really happened. You see, I understand certain things now. And I respect what I understand.
Do you? Or do you only hope you understand? Don't you take me as read, just as your husband did? He used to laugh about it, of course. To him, it was obvious I was in love with his wife and too much of a coward to do anything about it. That's what you must have told yourself, too.
Peter!
But you were both wrong, as it happens. I was never in love with you, Martha. My feelings for you were quite different. I was at your feet.
Mr. Fair.
Strange place, this modern world. The ancients were wiser. They made their goddesses out of stone, while we worship goddesses of mere flesh and blood, forgetting that the object of our devotion is no more reliable than the stuff it's made of, forgetting that he who seeks salvation by the flesh will almost certainly be damned by it. You know, I suppose I could be said to have committed murder out of misplaced fervor.
No, Peter, you mustn't say...
Oh, what's the point in silence now? You'd already guessed it was me. That's why you're here today.
Listen to me.
That's why you tried to persuade Marriott that you were capable of doing the deed yourself.
Well, I hope... I only wanted...
Yes, I know.
You wanted to be loyal. I understand. After all, the goddess doesn't amount to anything at all without her humble suppliant.
Mr. Faraday, you just made a very grave admission. You're not obliged to anything, but it's my duty to warn you that if you
Oh,
do...
please, Sergeant. The turn of the blind goddess now, eh? You've no idea what a blasphemer Sinclair was. You see, Martha loved him, in spite of anything she may have implied to the contrary. So his loose ways with women were as much of an affront to her constancy as they were an insult to my devotion. When that girl at the music hall made her prediction, it suddenly seemed to me logical and right. I followed Sinclair after leaving the party. When he took that cab down to the East End, to his temple of vice, I followed him. I knew my moment had come. I waited, and then struck him down. For his unfaithfulness, his impiety.
Just one moment. Are you trying to tell me you only decided to kill Sinclair after Rachel had given her warning?
Of course. What else were you thinking? It's this I shall regret most of all. The Greek frieze I was desperate to restore. Sinclair stood in my way over this, too. Perhaps I should have murdered him for art. That, at least, lives on. While goddesses all come to dust in the end. The sword rises, the sword falls. Peace no more. Blood. Death.
So, what do you make of that, Mr. Carradus? Faraday insists he'd never have murdered Sinclair unless Rachel first suggested it. Yet, according to you, she was foreseeing the inevitable.
Who can say what the process really is? We've simply no idea how these psychic impressions are passed from one human mind to another. Perhaps the telepath genuinely reaches down to the deepest level of consciousness in other people.
Then telepaths are a terrible danger.
Danger?
Well, they awake impulses that are better left dormant. Sleeping dogs of the mind.
Or shed light in the darkness. For every Faraday who gives in to the knowledge of evil in himself, there must be 50 who are made stronger for understanding their weakness. I'll take my stand on that to be going on with.
I don't think we need to detain Rachel any longer. Have we summoned for the girl?
Yes, I've arranged a place for her for the time being, some friends of mine. There's no sign of her so-called husband, I presume?
No, no likely to be. Murder was more than he bargained for. He's in the Highlands of Scotland, if I'm any judge. My only regret is... Sorry, Rachel. Sorry we couldn't have believed in you from the beginning.
That's all right, sir. You thought I was the devil's daughter. Funny thing is, I think you would again.